Hey moms, we have a problem on our hands. Our school system is trying to remove the parents from our children's lives. And so I've been saying and tweeting for probably now a year that they're coming for our children are under attack. I believe now, and it really struck me this morning, we have a new reality. We're sitting in the reality of parents are under attack.
Yep.
And that's something I never thought I would ever see in the state of Texas. What's interesting is years ago, even when I was in another state, the parents would complain to the teachers and the teachers would give in to the parents. And it almost seems like there's been an agenda. I mean, we're going to discuss so much today that now it's not what the parents have to say. The teachers are not caving to the parents. The teachers are not caving at all.
That's
We
right.
have parents that are wanting to get involved in the school systems, and these schools are literally shunning them away. We
Yep.
have teachers that are the teachers and even school and the education system here that are indoctrinating our children,
That's right.
and the parents are speaking up and they're pushing the family out. The family unit is very important. To me, it's like the heartbeat of Texas is the family.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that slowly being stripped away, and they're using our children as pawns, and they're using our children as a weapon to get in between our parents.
Yeah.
I see that parents are under attack. We're seeing it in all these different states. It's almost like it happened at the same time. I first saw it in Virginia, and then now I'm seeing it here in the state of Texas. You're seeing that. Parents are under heavy scrutiny and attack, especially when it comes to them just wanting to be a parent and parent their children because that's our job.
Yeah. And as we all know, the teachers union is the biggest monster out there, and people don't want to address it. But the teachers union it's this enabling mechanism that allows this movement of indoctrination specialists to walk into a classroom and to dump content, not teach the basics, reading, writing, arithmetic, God forbid, but to dump content on these highly impressionable young people. And the content they're dumping is a uber sexualized content. And what it's doing, quite frankly, as we are seeing now, is it's leaving millions in its wake.
I'm noticing that the teachers are coming in and trying to act as the parent. I know that the parents that are trying to come to the school board meetings, which we have a right to go to the school board meetings. We have a right to get an FOIA to be able to find out what's happening in the education. I know some school districts are completely ignoring the parents. They're not giving over the information that the parents are requesting. It's a hostile environment. The parents should be able to know the curriculum. I'm hearing members of Congress talk about having to do a parental rights bill. When did we have to have a bill that gives us rights to find out what's going on in our educational system?
Right.
I've never seen that in my entire life. That actually kind of makes my blood boil just to think about that. But it's almost like they're interjecting themselves, and they're finding, and I've said this before, just thought in my brain, they're interjecting themselves because they're going to the children and they're asking them, do you have a safe parent?
Yep.
I'm a safe teacher.
Yep.
Do you have an unsafe parent? And if you do, then you can come to me. There's so many things that they are doing, especially when it comes to children at a young age. They want to give them avenues.
Yep.
They want to give them avenues outside of the family home to where all their questions can be answered by the teacher and at the school.
You know, Cambry, they have gender closets in some schools that these teachers have put together. And so when a child walks onto the campus, they can go into a gender closet and they can get the clothes they really identify themselves as wearing. Like they can walk in and say, you know, I do feel like a girl today. So they can say, well, go to the gender closet. And there's plenty of options, and they can let them, without the parents knowing about it.
And the parents can call the school and say, I don't want my child to change into a different clothes. And the school will not oblige with what the parent wants. They will oblige with what the child wants, because now the child can make their own decision at a young age, and they'll dismiss what the parent wants, right?
And they will categorize these parents who are concerned as a non-safe adult. That's the descriptor they're using now for parents who are concerned. And like you just, to dovetail with what you just said, and they will say, well, this is a non-safe adult, but I'm safe. So you can come to my classroom and use the pronouns that you prefer and dress the way you prefer. And you can just get changed before you jump on the bus and go home, but in this classroom,
We could talk about Austin until we're blue in the face, but until 2019, they actually authorized sex ed, where they did not get the parental consent from the parents for this specific sex ed class. They were talking about anal sex, and the parents were absolutely outraged.
Right.
They did not need their parents' signature. It's almost like the age of a minor is 18 years old. But now it's like the age of the minor is slowly decreasing over time. And I found out that in California, because my daughter had to give consent to her doctor in order for me to be able to find out the results of some of her lab work that was being done. My son, he was 16 at the time, and he was over the age of consent in California. They considered him kind of like a minor, and we have that here in the state of Texas. And they told him, well, we're going to share the results with your son first, and then if your son gives us permission, he can share them with you, or then we can call you and pick up and share the results with you. So it's like they're eliminating the family, they're eliminating the mom, they're eliminating the dad, and they're coming in and just like they're trying to take over every aspect of our lives. And they're starting with the parents. Starting with the children. But now that it's gone into the parents, that's when they start name calling. They start saying, oh, we're extremists. Oh, they're right wingers. Oh, they're domestic terrorists. And then when that doesn't work, they have to get the media, the lapdogs on their side, and they have to get the media to come after us as parents and say, they don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what's happening in the school. It's not true. So it's like they have this big, huge weapon at their disposal that they can discredit the parent at any time, any of the day.
Well, and they're saying the quiet stuff out loud.
Right.
You know, when you and I were growing up, we had to have parents sign off when the famous sex ed video was going to be played in health class. Our parents had to sign it. You could opt out as a parent if you didn't want your kid to participate, you could opt out and your kid wouldn't be in class for that hour. But nowadays, not only do they have just a wide open, untamed accessibility to our kids' emotions and sexual preferences and all things sexuality, they're saying the quiet things out loud.
You know what's really interesting is that they're teaching our children, one, to get abortion, but number two, there are school districts, I actually did research this, there are school districts that are removing the term father and mother from their curriculum, and the children are not even allowed to use that language on campus. Yeah.
So we live in idiocracy, right? We live in a place where up is down and down is up and right is wrong. And if you are a parent or a concerned member of society and you express your opinion, then you are the problem. And it's backwards. It's absolutely backwards.